you may not be with. So let's demystify them and see which ones might work best for you in your business and part of your marketing strategy. The first part is getting traffic. Think of this as foot traffic. These are people visiting your website, your online presence, whether it's your social media sites, connecting with you, or predominantly on your website. And one way to think of it, or there are three ways in fact. The first one is to think about getting paid traffic, paying for advertising to get people to actually visit your website or visit where you want them to go in particular. There is a lot happening these days with Facebook ads, so most people will find their audience in Facebook, and if this is the case for you, then this could be a really smart way to get some traffic fast to your online presence and your website. However, you need to think strategically. If your audience doesn't hang out on Facebook, if they don't interact on Facebook, then this is not going to be a very clever strategy for you. So please be strategic in your approach. There are also Twitter cards. Twitter cards can also be free, or there's a paid version if you want a wider reach. If your audience actually hangs out on Twitter and has a huge interaction there, then this could be lucrative for you. And one of the stock standards are Google pay-per-click ads. So there's a lot of fine-tuning you can do with your Google pay-per-click ads. And again, this might be an online traffic strategy you might want to consider at some point in your business. The next version of getting traffic into your website and to your most important sort of pages that you want them to visit is organic traffic. What do I mean by organic traffic? It means that your presence comes up in a Google search or any other search engine for that matter. So if someone types in some important keywords, they're going to come up with your website, and it might be your blog. You might be blogging for content. This is part of content marketing, in fact. And if this makes sense, if you've got a wide readership and if you need to connect with them this way, then this could be a good strategy. Equally, it might be YouTube. So video might be the way to go for you. If this is the case, then you might want to be creating regular content out on YouTube to reach your audience and bring in that organic traffic. Make sure you send them back to your website or where you want them to visit, okay? And always have a strategy behind where you send them. So you don't want to send them to just a boring page on your website or one that doesn't give them a call to action. I'm going to tell you what that is in a minute. Equally, podcasts are so popular now. Podcasts are such a pleasure to listen to when you're traveling, when you're in the car, when you're moving about. So they're easily consumable content, and they can very easily generate great traffic back to your website, back to your offers, back to where you want your audience to come to visit you. Now, that could be either you setting up your own podcast show, which I have to admit is intensive, labor intensive, and fair bit of work. Equally, you could be interviewed by other podcasters who are looking for content and looking to interview people. So see if you can align yourself with someone in your industry where you can offer value there. The other version of traffic is using social media. There are so many social media platforms out there and more exciting new emerging platforms, which I love testing out and trying out. But let's just talk about some basic social posts. So if you happen to be in Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, for example, simply posting, or Instagram with photos, posting content using hashtags where appropriate is going to be able to generate traffic back to your website and to your online landing pages where you want them to go. The other thing is that you can use the LinkedIn publishing platform, which is an incredible tool to get your message out there. Don't post garbage, as in, just complete sort of salesy stuff. Post valuable content, okay? And engage with your audience and the people you want to connect with. Video is another one. Starting to embed video in a lot of these media, such as LinkedIn and Facebook, is becoming very, very popular. Again, they're all trying to capture an audience and keep them within their social media networks. So if you're using video, go and embed that video on those social networks. You'll get a really, really good response. And next is what I call active engagement. Active engagement is all about getting in there and forming relationships and talking to people, actually having conversations online. And again, that's within the social media. So connect with them, have a conversation, ask questions, answer questions, help them out, right? That is forming relationships. Really, really key to driving them back to your website. Now, the whole thing about your website is it's not just a pretty page about you and your business. It's got to do so much more in your marketing strategy and in setting up your online marketing funnel. You need to make sure that you're working on your lead capture. Okay, that is capturing leads, prospects that you can connect with, that you can nurture over time, create a relationship with, and then go on to have as your customers and clients. Let's take a quick look at this. So in order to be able to capture leads, you need a landing page, a single page that has no other navigation on it and with a single mission, and that is to capture leads, right? That is to capture things like their name and email address. Okay, and to do that you use a lead magnet. That's what we call a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? It's a juicy piece of content or information that's really, really helpful to your audience, that they're going to say, yes, I'm quite happy to put my name and email address, and in some cases, in some industries, even my telephone number. Once you've captured their details of some sort, you can now go on to establish a relationship and nurture that relationship. How do you best do that? Use email autoresponders. Go and check out things like MailChimp, Aweber, GetResponse. There's some of the basic autoresponders. Equally, you can look at some client relationship management systems, CRMs. So things like ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, Agile CRM, Insightly. There are so many out there. Go and find the one that best meets your needs. Get hooked up and start nurturing those leads. So you've got your leads. Now you need to consider the conversion tools, the pieces in your online marketing that help convert them from a prospect and a lead into a customer and a client. What are some of those conversion tools? They can actually be conversations. You can take them offline, which in many cases and in many businesses, this is a really clever strategy, a good strategy with a high conversion rate. Have a conversation with them. That can be one-on-one, it can be in person, it can be in so many different ways. Also, you can leverage sales letters or sales copy. What the marketers, what we call is copywriting. And that is having persuasive writing and content on a particular page. A sales page is one page that has no other diversions and no other navigation on it again, and it enables them to connect with what it is you offer and get them to the next step with you in your business. Webinars are an amazing online tool for converting prospects into paying customers and clients. If you ever need help, give me a call, contact me. Next is video. Video is equally powerful. You've probably heard of the amazing, famous Jeff Walker, who schedules and sets out a whole strategy behind video sales sequences and video sales letters. So you can have a sales letter in writing, or you can have a video sequence and series that converts warm leads or converts cold leads into warm leads and then eventually into customers and clients. Awesome strategy. Okay, then you need to look at your offer. What is your offer? Are you offering it in person? Is your offer, by virtually by Skype, for example, or is your offer via a webinar? Okay, so these are all online strategies and mechanisms, or is it simply through that sales page? Then there is exposure and referrals. So coming through your system, you want to be able to generate some exposure and referrals online as much as possible. Now, doing that is via strategic alliances. So finding great strategic alliances where you can work together, where you can share that, referral partnerships, great places to hook up with people, meet people that could be great strategic alliances are obviously on social media. LinkedIn is perfect for that. Obviously places like even Facebook and Facebook groups are really good for that. We're talking online here. Obviously offline, go network. Networking is amazing, and meetup groups are brilliant too. So what you want to bring in are referrals and word of mouth. So if someone has had a good experience with you, get them to post it on social media or share some of your suggestions and comments online, so that they're looking, they're seen to be endorsing the work that you've done together or the products and services they've purchased from you. And that can be also very powerful, because when someone else recommends you, it's far more powerful than when you're out there marketing yourself. And there's also content marketing. So consider content marketing as one way of getting your value out there, your expertise that you can share to help your audience and your prospective clients